Hey guys, thank you for joining us for episode 23 of Black Coffee and Crime. We have reached the final lap of 2020 with this show. So, yes. We started the show June 27th or something like that. June 27th was when we started the show, and
we're still here.
23 episodes plus in, we are still here. So that's good. We have one more episode after this for this year, which is going to be next week. So we have one episode, and then we're going to take 1 week off for the rest of the holiday and come back to you on January 5th. We'll talk about that in a minute. So thank y'all for rocking with us this year. Thank you so much. This is pandemic creativity and escapism and mental health break, whatever, and y'all still here. So for those of you who don't know how this started, Jackie and I would always talk about whatever true crime show we were watching when we got to work. We used to work together pre-pandemic, and we was like, we should just do this. And so we have these grand plans, but we both lost our jobs, and so that didn't work out. And then on top of losing your job, you can't actually go to a space and do this. So we're trying to figure out, like, how do we do this from home? So the first couple weeks were a little rocky, and then we got it together. And even behind the scenes, each week here, we still don't have it together. But, we try to make it look good when we get here. So thank you guys for joining us. So we are going to start with the church announcements. Each week, we try to give you some rules and regulations for the show. If y'all didn't grow up in church, here's how it goes. Somebody gets up in the front of the church and they give you the church announcements for the things that follow. We talk about those on the sick and shut-in list, and we ask for prayer for those. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible year. However, we're still standing. So those of us who are still standing, reach out to the people that you haven't talked to this year. Reach out to your neighbors. If you haven't heard from them, please reach out to people, because you just don't know what they're going through if they're still on this side. So please reach out to people. Be extra kind to people this year. If you're in line at the McDonald's, if you got it, pay for the person behind you. Kindness spreads. That's a big thing. Kindness spreads. So once you do something nice for someone, they'll probably do something nice for the next person. So pray for those on the sick and shut-in list. Let's see. Nothing for the prison ministries this week. Although pray for them as well, because it has to be even worse in there than it is during in the other year. Let's see. Next year in 2021, we're going to do a fundraiser for new choir robes. So look out for that. Also, the building fund is also going to continue on Cash App. So you can go to Black Coffee Crime on Cash App for the building fund and make your donations there.
Choir robes
in the building fund. Yes, choir robes.
Oh man!
We've been rocking with them choir robes for a long time. The ones that get all ratty right around the right here. Yeah. Sister Jenkins, hers don't zip up no more, so she just be holding it closed while she's standing up there. She just be holding hers closed while she. So pray for Sister Jenkins and her robe.
Oh Jesus!
Boy, because those pens ain't gonna hold too much longer. Amen. All right. So those are the church announcements as follows. Govern yourselves accordingly, obey your ushers, and always respect your pastor. So let's move along. All right. We got some stuff on Alcore's internet. And then we also have a giveaway announcement.
Yeah.
So concerning the giveaway, y'all been rocking with us since June. We've had, so thank you so much for doing that. So as a way to say thank you for those subscribers on YouTube, which, we started YouTube, 2-3 months ago. So halfway through, we started YouTube. Thank you for those from Facebook and from Instagram. So we want to say thank you. And so we're going to do a giveaway from some businesses that, we've patronized. So throughout the year, anytime I buy something from, a Black owned business, I talk about it because, hell, I want y'all to buy the stuff too. So one of the Black owned businesses I just discovered last week. I'm a part of a Facebook group called DFW Black owned restaurants. And somebody was talking about coffee, and I'm a coffee drinker, because the name of the show is Black Coffee and Crime. And I bought the coffee. I think that was Wednesday. I think I ordered the coffee Tuesday or Wednesday. I had a box of coffee on Friday. Okay. Now, mind you, I work overnight. So I'm sitting at work in the middle of the night ordering stuff because that's just what I do. And so I ordered this in the middle of the night. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. And then Friday, before I went to work, I had this coffee. I got home Saturday morning and I tried this coffee.
You did?
My test for coffee is, can I drink it black? No sugar, no cream. And this is a French roast, which, got a little bite to it. And I have to say, I was like, that's some good ass coffee.
Yeah, it's good.
That's some good ass coffee. So this coffee is called Ivory Tusk. I don't know if I can get that in there. Ivory Tusk coffee. And this will be a part of the giveaway. Now, I don't know if y'all drink coffee. I don't really care if y'all drink coffee. Give it to, I don't know if you can see this. There it goes. Frenchie's Blend, Ivory Tusk coffee, brewed here in Texas. So it's a local guy. Hence the reason why I got my coffee so soon. It is really, really good. So this is 12 ounces of ground French roast. It's a dark roast of Arabica coffee. It's good, y'all, because that's what I'm drinking tonight. So you will get this, and you will also be receiving, the winner will also receive a $25 gift card from Nairi Sky. Now, y'all have heard me mention Nairi Sky a few times. Nairi Sky is a company formed by a friend of mine and for and by her daughters as well. They makeup girls, beautiful girls, and they like to wear makeup. So she's like,
beautiful makeup.
Let's just make our own. So that's how she started. She started with makeup palettes, eyeshadow palettes, and lip colors. She has since expanded into soap making and beard oil and waist trainers. I mean, they are on their hustle over there at Nairi Sky. So that is Nairi Sky, which is NYRESKYE.com. I have tried the lip colors from Nairi Sky and also the soaps. They are all handmade natural ingredients. She includes the ingredients on the soaps themselves. Men's fragrances for things a little lighter and floral and fruity for the women. She makes Yanni soap, which I use on a daily basis. Listen, you need to go over there. So some lucky winner is going to get a $25 gift card for Nairi Sky and the 12-ounce bag of Ivory Tusk coffee. Now, the way it's going to work is that if you, whatever platform you subscribe on, you get an entry. So if you subscribe to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, you will get 3 entries going towards that. If you only on Instagram, you get 1, Facebook and Instagram 2, however that combination goes. And we will announce a winner next week.
Yay.
So we will go through and get all the users, and we'll do this in a very, very fair manner. I'm probably go ahead and record myself with the little spinny wheel that you can do so you can see that this is fair. Jackie and I will not have our names in the pot. Brandy also, who is not here today, will not have her name in the pot. So it'll be completely fair. Although I'm a subscriber to all 3, because why wouldn't I be? you know? So that's how that's going to work. So if you're not subscribed to YouTube, get there. If you're not on Facebook, get there. If you're not on Instagram, get there. Because on each one of those platforms, Instagram and Facebook, you'll find out what we're doing for the following week. So you'll be in the know. So that's what we're doing. So we'll have a giveaway. And I'll put some details about that giveaway in the show notes as well.
And even if you don't win a giveaway, go shop there. We need to support. She is a legit Black business owner. Everybody need the bays, including men and women. Soap is for men and women. Women, if you like makeup, go support her. It's beautiful.
Colors are beautiful.
The pigment is beautiful. So let's support her. Y'all can go to, if you can support any other makeup brand in Sephora, why not support her?
Yes.
And she's doing a good deed for her children. What she's trying to teach them is beautiful.
It's independent.
So just go ahead and support her.
Yep.
It's not expensive.
Absolutely. During this pandemic, I have made a conscious effort to support more Black businesses. And, you know, if I find a product that I like, then I'm going to continue to buy it. Like this Ivory Tusk coffee, that was my first experience with them. But I promise you, I'm not going to run out. And one reason I'm not going to run out is because I actually have 2 more bags, and including the bag that I opened already. So I'm good for like the next couple months, but I will continue to buy from Ivory Tusk Coffee, and of course keep my supplies up with Ivory Sky and my Yanni soap and the Milk and Honey soap and the Alpha soap and the Turmeric and Honey soap. Yeah. So, and she has like sales all the time. So going into 2021, you will hear us talk about businesses. And these aren't sponsors. These aren't people who are paying us to say this. These are people that we've actually purchased things from, and we like them. So we tell you about them. So that's a part of the giveaway, and you can always find information online, and I'll put Ivory Tusk Coffee and Ivory Sky in the show notes, so you can go to them at your leisure and buy. All right. Al Gore's internet this week. Last week show I talked about Corey Goodson, and I misspoke. His name was Casey Goodson, and he was the young man from Columbus, Ohio, who had been shot in his doorway after leaving a dental appointment. And there was supposedly a felony warrant being investigated, and the warrant task force was there, and he was shot 3 times in the back.
Right. Yep.
Ooh, interesting fact. The state police is investigating this. They're not playing with this. There's been no delay on the police in the coroner and the DA's office saying this right here is not justified. In most of these crimes against Black citizens, the police department, the DA's office is very quick to say this was justified. Not so here. Not so. The what county is this? In Franklin County. The Franklin County Sheriff's Department is like, nope,
they're not having it.
This is not right. Coroner's office has ruled this as a homicide. This is a homicide. This man died.
Point blank period.
Through a violent act. And what they're saying is he was 23 years old. He was shot on December 4th. The deputy Meade who shot Casey was not a part of the fugitive task force. He lied. So now there's a further investigation of why he was there.
In the first place.
The U.S. Marshal has said he was not aware that this person was a part of this task force. Deputy Meade has a long laundry list of offenses and complaints against him already. The U.S. Marshal Peter Tobin is saying that Deputy Jason Meade was acting as a Franklin County deputy, not as a U.S. Marshal in the shooting incident.
Yeah, what is he doing there? Well, what?
So if he was there as a backup, he was not there to serve that warrant.
Sure wasn't. So.
And the U.S. Marshal Service is a federal agency. We don't need the Sheriff's Department to. We good.
Right.
We good. So this is being investigated as a homicide. Columbus police are investigating the shooting. And this is, I'm reading this from the Columbus Dispatch. Yeah. So Baldwin, who is the sheriff, is saying it's been 8 days. If that was the correct decision, I should have been informed. And at that point, I would have immediately contacted BCI to conduct an investigation, because that's our policy, which is the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Ohio. Yeah. So yeah, Casey actually fell through the front door of his home and died in front of his grandmother and his 5-year-old brother. He was 23 years old. But, you know, the fact that this is immediately being investigated as a criminal act, there's been no hesitation on this investigation so far. Like, they immediately said, nah, nope. You weren't supposed to be there. This is not justified. So they're, at this point, it doesn't seem like they're doing the backpedaling like they did with George Floyd or Philando Castile. It's not, we're not supporting this. You weren't supposed to be there. So kudos to the police department for doing what they're supposed to do, which is investigate all crimes and all, against all criminals, whether they're wearing a badge or not.
I was just going to say, it's not a black thing. It's do your job thing.
Do your job thing.
They're doing their job. Not because it's black. It's because they're like, look, no, the order of things, the way they're supposed to go is this, this, and this. And you did not do that. So we need to find out what you were thinking and why did you kill him? Because you didn't do this, this, and this, which is in the rules on how we conduct business. Right. It's not a black thing. It's a do your job thing.
It's a citizen thing and it's a criminal thing. It's a homicide and we're going to investigate. So, as the, in the new year, I'm quite sure we'll hear lots more about the case of Casey Goodson Jr. So we'll hear that. The Cheeto in Chief still trying it. He and along with 103 elected officials filed in the great state of Texas, filed a lawsuit against Michigan, Pennsylvania, all the swing states to overturn the results of the election. Supreme Court said no.
It was a flat no.
It's funny because
no,
there's a recent. Trump has appointed 3 justices in his tenure, and he still lost.
Still lost.
He still lost. So there is a Republican majority in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said,
no,
we're not even going to consider this.
Right.
It's not even going to be on the docket. We're not even going to consider this. So then they lose. And then Texas, there's a senator or congressman or whatever from Texas, like, we should cede from the union. Listen, I'm out. I don't want to parse this.
Nope.
Y'all can have Texas if that's what.
Okay.
To overthrow a fair election. But here's the thing. You're saying that these same elected officials were voted, were on the ballot last month. So you're saying that the results of the election are fraudulent, but you still have a seat. So Ted Cruz, if the election was fraudulent, then we need to revote. Steve King from Iowa, we need to vote again. Mitch McConnell, we need to vote again. Because you cannot say that during this presidential election that those votes were fraudulent, but the votes for senators and congressmen were not when it was on the same damn ballot.
On the same ballots.
No.
Doesn't make sense.
So Supreme Court said no. So in about 43 days.
This should be interesting.
Old Joe will become the 46th president of the United States. There was a protest in DC last night where the Proud Boys were just wreaking havoc in the streets of DC. No riot police, no anywhere. They're harassing people. They're tearing down Black Lives Matter signs off of churches. There were no police anywhere. Not surprising though. Not surprising
not at all.
That happened. So yeah. So I was expecting like immediately after the election that there would be more violence or whatever. But now as the inauguration gets closer, yeah, I just think these people are so butthurt and it's just ridiculous. I just don't understand. It's really ridiculous. People are like, it's not over yet. What are you talking about?
They really believe it's not over too.
This is a mess.
It's a lady in our neighborhood still has that vote for Trump sign. It just every time I pass it, I'm mind boggled. I'm like, is she really still?
You should play every time you pass it. You should play "Fuck Donald Trump" by YG and Nipsey every time you pass. Like you should have that queued up every time you pass her.
I have to. I just don't understand why you still got this sign up. He lost. There is no vote. He's gone.
He gone. There was I don't know if I was on TikTok because I'm now addicted to TikTok or Instagram, but there was like these people were having a neighborhood party or whatever, Christmas party or holiday party, and they had all these Trump signs and blah blah blah, and they were out there, and these guys went by their house playing "Fuck Donald Trump."
I always think it's funny when they do that.
I gotta love it. You just gotta love it.
You just got to. Idiots. I'm like, why she got this?
Oh well.
My daughter, every time my daughter sees that sign, she's like, I'm gonna go snatch it. I'm like,
nah, that's their personal property.
Like, I'm gonna go snatch that mama. It is dumb.
You can keep it. People. That way you can identify them. You know what I'm saying? I can identify you now. So
yeah,
there's that. So all right. So we're done with the church announcements and stuff on Al Gore's internet. So this boy.
Yeah.
This boy, Gregory.
Yeah. Gregory. From Florida
on the program. I was telling my mom, she's like, what's the show about this week? And I was like, Gregory Ramos. And she's like, what did he do? I said, he killed his mama. And she's like, why? I said, because his homework. She's like, he didn't want to do his homework? I was like, nah, he got bad grades. And I said, yeah. She's like, how old was he? I said, 17. Bad grades. 17. So what's the story? What's and this is a recent story. Like this happened this year.
Well, it was updated this year. It happened in 2018, but he had his trial this year. So right now it's kind of like stirred back up because his trial is like a big deal. It's like, because now, okay, we'll get there. So,
all right. So what happened?
So Gregory got upset. His mom, okay, so he already had kind of like a behavior issue. There isn't much on his past. There isn't much on any of their past, but he did have a behavior issue. So he got upset. His mom, he came home one day. The mom is just as a mother would do because we care. Hey, you have a D in class. I need you to get this grade up. I need you to do your work. I need you to do what you need to do. He gets mad. They're going back and forth. He just ups and starts strangling her. Just up and strangled her. So he thought she died, right?
Wait, I'm just looking
Can
because
you
I'm
imagine that?
trying to.
Can you be a better? I need you to get your grades together, and all of a sudden this happened to you.
I'm trying to find out where he got her fucked up at because I don't.
Not laughing at them, the situation. I'm just laughing at like, what? When I read, I was like, wait, all she was while she was talking, he just up and strangled her for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. First of all, let me tell you, she a real life mama because we fights. And he can she didn't he thought she died. So his plan was to go get a wheelbarrow outside, put her in the wheelbarrow, put her in a trunk, and then go take her and burn her at a fire pit. That was the plan. When he goes and gets the wheelbarrow, comes back, she's still alive. She's still alive. She's been fighting him. He had scratch marks and defense wounds all over his body. So she fought really hard. He chokes her for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. It took her 30 more minutes to die. So when I read that part, I'm like, okay, it was either one or two things. Either he was trying to make her suffer because he's not really holding tight enough, but just enough to keep her down, or maybe he has her hands pinned down, or either he just wasn't squeezing tight enough. Which one was it? Because how does it take 30 more minutes to strangle someone for them to die? 30 minutes.
I don't even know what to say that.
Right. It's so crazy.
So is there okay? So he had behavioral issues.
Right. Just like, maybe detention type stuff. Now, he did say something to the police that wasn't his first time getting bad grades. He had got them every so often. So I'm assuming if for his mother to actually say something, because, his parents were forgiving at times. So one deed probably wasn't an issue.
Where's
It
his
had to be
father?
multiple deeds.
Where's the dad?
The dad is not in his life. He left when he was a child. That's
Probably because
something.
of his badass. So you get rid of this kid. I gotta go.
He so after she finally dies, he's like, okay, now I can put it in a wheelbarrow. Puts it in a wheelbarrow, puts it in the trunk of her car to drive, calls two of his friends and tell his friends, come help me bury my mama. So one of the guys doesn't answer, he hangs the phone up in his face like, no, I don't want no parts of that. I don't want to do it. They drive over to his house and get him anyway. Now, I don't know if he said he threatened him. He didn't really go into detail. What he said is that him and the other guy went over there anyway and got the other third guy and made him come. So he then decided that he was going to take her to a fire pit that was in the woods that people commonly kind of hung out at in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And his plan was to burn her and then bury her so that no one could ever find her. That was the plan.
Well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell gonna pay the mortgage? You think that ain't nobody gonna notice that you just in and out of this house by yourself? They gonna ask you where your mama at.
Where your mama at? Where your mama?
That's
Where
why
is?
you got the goddamn D right there because you're stupid. This is the dumbest fucking story I've
Oh no! And
ever.
please know we're laughing at him because you gotta be
Not the
stupid.
situation. We're just laughing
It's
at
like
how
he
dumb
did.
this is.
Wait till I tell you, because he really thought this out. He said that he was smarter than, he had a plan. Okay, but anyways, we'll get there. So they attempt to burn her, but she doesn't quite burn like they thought she would.
Of course not.
Of course not. It doesn't work that way. So they kind of put the fire out, kind of bury her a little bit under the sand that's in the area.
Uh-huh.
He goes home and calls the police and says that his mother is missing. He calls the cops.
You just
Oh,
like you still have the smell of burnt human barbecue in your shirt. And you're already calling the police to say your mom is missing? Bro, you're supposed to wait at least 48 hours. My mama didn't come home.
no, he just immediately what he said was he got home from school the day before, which they got into it. Her car was still running in the driveway, which it was. When he called the cops, the car was still running in the driveway, her car
Mhm.
that they used to go drop off. The door was wide open and his mother was nowhere to be found. That was what the story. So when the police came, that car was still cranked and was just cranked in the yard. just just cranked. He so the police immediately was like, this is out. Yeah,
Because
this stuff.
it's the little things that get you. Because here's the thing. If you get home and your mom's car is on and the front door is open, you're gonna be like, hey, you turn the car off and you grab the keys out and go in the house. Because why did you leave the car on? And you close the car.
Yeah, why?
If the trunk is open, you close the trunk and you that because that's just a natural thing. Like, why is the car you left the car on?
Mom
And
must
then
forgot.
you call the police to say the car is still on, but you never went outside and turned the car off.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Just dumb. So the police are like, okay, this is off. No, no. What happened? What did you do? So his confession is what is crazy. So in his confession, he did tell them what happened, what he
Uh-huh.
did. But he tells them, I learned how to do all this because I take a criminal investigation class. So they taught me how to do this crime without y'all knowing. So the whole time the
Is
police,
that the class that he failed?
probably so. The police even said, like in their notes, like he was so cold hearted when he was describing what he did and how he made his friends, like he had no remorse. It was, she got upset at me about my grades. So I choked her until I couldn't choke her no more, roughly. And made me upset. So I killed her. And I thought she was gonna burn, but she didn't because I've been watching I've watched some cases in my criminal class and assumed this is how it's gonna work. And everything was just gonna work out just fine. And the police was like, you got to be the stupidest.
Okay, so a couple things need to
I skipped the
happen.
part. Oh, I
His
forgot that part.
instructor needs to be fired. Okay, whoever
Very
teaches that class needs to be fired. Because
completely. Wait a minute. I forgot a part. So when they tried to burn the body, they tried to bury it. It didn't bury it, right? So they left for a little while, came back, dug the body up, and took it and buried it at the local church. At the local church. It was that's where they buried her at the local church.
what was the point of burying her at the church?
There wasn't one. He just buried her at the church. When they hid her body under that dirt as much as they could, but I forgot that they redug her up, took it to the church.
It would have been better. Okay, listen, I'm not a murderer. I've never murdered anybody and I've never buried anybody. But listen, if I did, I would have left her there because that would have gone along with the story of her being kidnapped
Yep.
or whatever because she was buried out in the woods in a shallow grave.
And a fire pit.
In a fire pit.
That makes
Partially
sense.
burned.
That makes sense.
What kind of accelerant did he use to try to burn her?
I'm not sure if I remember. I don't even know if they said it. He just said he tried to burn her. I'm not 100%.
But obviously he didn't look up what the temperature has to be in order for hold on.
The mother.
How do you ask what kind of questions would you ask Siri?
How to burn human.
Hey Siri, how do you burn a human body?
Okay, I found this on the web for how you burn a human body. Check it out.
Siri is quite helpful. Obviously, he didn't have that. We're about to find out.
Oh, Jesus. That's Siri.
What is this?
She was like, look, I don't want no parts in that, but here, you can read these.
Here you go. I'm looking for the temperature. Maybe this article is not good for that. Let me go back. How's a body cremated? Cremation source.
Yeah.
Cremation source, cremationresource.org is where I'm getting this from. So the range of cremation, just cremation in a crematorium controlled environment, ranges between the temperature ranges between 1400 and 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. The intense, this is directly from the website, the intense heat helps reduce the body to its basic elements and dries the bone fragments. Yeah. So in a crematorium, like I said, controlled environment, it's 1400 to 1800 degrees. And you're heated, think of your oven. It's a huge convection oven. So that means there's heat coming from
everywhere
at one time. But out in the open, in the elements, you've got wind, you've got moisture. So you have to, it takes a lot to create 1400 to 1800.
It really does.
Degrees Fahrenheit, a lot. And so they're doing this in a fire pit. So you would have had to have several cords of wood, some sort of accelerant, and you would have to keep that fire going as if you were smoking meat. You have to keep that fire going. You to stoke the fire, because the air, even though there's air around, if there's not the right conditions, the fire could go out. Mm-hmm. And basically the body just sits there, smokes and melts, and you get this horrible smell. Again, I've never done this before. This just disclaimer. A horrible smell, and it would be in your clothes. Like, they probably smelled him
the second they walked up.
When they walked in, and then he goes in the car. So now you have
that burning,
the transfer in the smells and whatever. And do you know how horrible it was that you took your friends back and you dug this woman back up after partially burning her body?
It's horrible, isn't it?
Whose car did they use? Did they use her car?
Hers. Her car. The mom's car. Completely horrible.
I can't.
Tell you something. Who gonna take care of you? You can't be that. Just over a grade. I'm trying to make it just, there's nothing about, okay, maybe it could have been a bad childhood, but it couldn't be, because if it was, the mother, when it came to him to show she loved him enough to be a better person, like, hey, you're getting D's, and he said that his mother wasn't a horrible person. He just got real angry. And after he had been watching, learning about criminal investigation and how crime works and all this stuff at his school, he figured that he could actually do this to get away with it in that split second thought.
This is why they need the ABC after school special right here.
Yep.
Listen, I've been fascinated with crime my entire life. Okay? Some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, it's an obsession. Like, I probably need help. However, again, I've never buried a body besides a dog or something like that, that died of natural causes. I'm just putting out these disclaimers. I don't kill the dogs. Never killed a cat, none of that stuff. None of the normal serial killer stuff. But just because you watch or you're fascinated or you take criminal investigation doesn't mean that you're going to go out and commit a crime or do something crazy. Something was wrong with that kid. And just the behavior issues that are highlighted leads me to speculation, and I don't know if this is true, that he would have had to be that comfortable with approaching your mother and choking her to death. He would have had to have done something to her before that. I am a firm believer. There has to be a first time for everything.
They labeled him a sociopath.
But yeah, there's something. But here's the thing. When you do things like this, sorry, my back is like killing me. When you do, there's a first time for everything, but it's usually small. You don't start off by, I'm going to choke my mom today because she said I got a D. Because she's not even accusing you of anything. Like your report card is right there. So there had to have been some other or smaller issue or aggression before. And a lot of parents will kind of ignore that. Let me caveat. And I don't know this to be true for all white parents. And I don't know this to be true for all Black parents. But in my experience,
right,
personal experience,
and I'm gonna give mine because I'm sure it's the same.
I know good and hell well you ain't gonna run up on me like this.
Can't be. You can't think you runnish.
Because first of all, you bringing a D in here, that conversation is not gonna be cute. It's what is this? What is this? What did you bring me? That's the conversation. You got a D. Where are you? What are you doing? It's the conversation is going to be different, and I'll double dog dare you to even buck at me.
Double.
Please do. The police would have come to the house, be like, "Ma'am, we have a report of screaming heard from here." Oh no, they are. There he is right there. There
you good? You good?
Did you need an ambulance? What you need? Do you need them to go? You need to go with the police today? Because you got to get your ass up out of here. You know.
Well, my daddy. Let me tell you what my daddy used to tell me. He'd be like, you know what will happen to you if you ever run up on me after I knock you the fuck out. I'm call the ambulance with you, and we're gonna go to the hospital together because I'm gonna make sure you all right, because you will never do that again. You know? That's when he used to be like, I'm gonna go to the hospital with you, but I'm gonna knock you.
Girl, I will get out of jail before you get out of the hospital.
Period. Bail money will be set. I promise you.
And then here's the thing. You have to believe that there's no family involved, because an uncle or auntie would have been like, you did what to my sister?
Right.
You ran up on my sister today? Is that what you did? And it's funny because I see a lot of videos talking about like African parents and like African moms. Like when if your African mom is like beating you or whooping you or whatever, and if you do this, then she's gonna say he hit me or whatever. And it's funny because that's what happens. Like if you defend yourself against a whooping in a Black household, whether it's whether you're from continental Africa or somewhere in the diaspora, if you defend yourself and put your arm up like that, that is did you attack me?
Yes.
You attacked me? You're like, no, I just put my arm up so the belt wouldn't hit me in the face.
Oh, so you was gonna hit me?
You was gonna hit me. And then she gonna get on the phone like, girl, she tried to hit me back. And then the next thing you know, your auntie is at the door. Your uncle is at the door like, did you hit my sister? What?
I'm a witness to that.
Your sister, my sister said that you swung at her. What?
I'm like, my grandma and Auntie came, baby.
You swung at your mom?
They were like, what? You did what? How dare you put your... I'm sitting here like, what? She was swinging. I was doing like this.
That's all I did was this.
I'm trying to hit her.
So it's crazy that there was there goes this nose again. Look, y'all, it's raining here in Texas right now. In Dallas,
yes.
Okay, so
it's cold.
And it's cold, so I'm justified with the runny nose today. Okay. And any other time, really, because I just don't take my meds like I'm supposed to. But yeah, it's crazy that he felt comfortable enough that he would do that. Because I mean, even in my advanced age, I'm not gonna run up on my mama like that.
Not doing it.
I might give her a side eye and look at her funny, like, but I'm not gonna run up on my mama like that. In 17? At 17, running up on my mama like, cause I got it back. First of all, at 17, I was trying to keep that report card from my mom.
Yeah.
Right. I was trying to act like we ain't get report cards this semester. They not even giving them out no more. They all on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go to the school and get them. Anything. Yeah. I'm not trying to let her see a D or C or anything like that. Like, I don't understand.
Boldness. And like you said, it was probably little things. He probably been talking to her crazy. You just don't up crazy to your mama. You been talking to her like that.
So right now,
need no friends.
And then
I don't need no friends.
You're gonna recruit your friends. So now he pled guilty. This is in the Orlando Sentinel 4 days ago, December 9th. Yeah. Says that he pled guilty, and he could get up to 45 years for first-degree murder charge with probation for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. An opportunity to review the sentence after 25 years. He also pled to 2 other charges: abuse of a dead body and tampering with evidence. And it says the plea agreement. With the plea agreement, he would serve all the sentences concurrently, and he would also get time served for the last 2 years. What about his friends? So he did this.
They did get charged.
He did this when he was 15, not 17. He's 17 now.
Yeah, he's 17 now.
Oh, hell no.
He's 17 now. You are so very right. My apologies. He is 17 now. He was 15 at the time. You are very, very right.
You still ain't wiping your ass good, and you gonna try to choke me? You remember the entertainer said, "I wish a motherfucker would." I think that is like every black parent's wish. When your kid give you the side eye or you say something,
you said what?
What's the?
But ask my children.
When your mama get this certain look in her eye, when her eyes get big and beady at the same time, I don't know how they do it. But when their eyes get big and beady at the same time, you know that there's a problem. You're like, how did you shrink your eye and make it get big? Like, what kind of copy and paste are we doing here? Like, I don't, it's a thing. Like, and this is the look. Because they have to back. You got to back up. Like,
yeah, you got to.
I don't. There was like, I don't believe. And black parents talk to themselves too. Before they get to you,
know it.
Before they get to you, but like, I don't believe this person that I gave birth to is gonna talk to me like this in here today. You be like, oh shit, it's about to go down because she is talking to herself. She ain't even looking at me. I'm gonna leave right now.
Panic. Sheer panic should come in. With this sheer panic should come.
When you said this story, Gregory Ramos, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard of this. And then when I looked it up and you said that he had buried his mama in the chair, I said, like, I don't understand when people say that they killed their parents over stupid shit. Like, This kid, there was a kid. Now this story has been around. I've seen it several times on different crime shows. I don't know his name, but there was a kid who killed both of his parents, because he wanted to have a party, and they told him no.
Mm-hmm.
So he kills his parents.
Yeah.
Puts them in the bedroom, has the party while his dead parents are up there. Then he tells his friends in much the same manner as Gregory, like, "Hey, guess what? You want to go see a dead body?"
Yep.
And they're like, "What?" So he takes the friends upstairs, and they see his parents bludgeoned to death, and he thinks it's no big deal. He's laughing, he's joking about it. And then they go and they tell their parents, and that's how he gets caught. But because they told you couldn't have a party. And I think his grades were bad. I think that's why they told him he couldn't have the party. And I'm like, what? If our parents told us we couldn't have a party at the house, that's fine. We're going to find the kid whose parents will let us have the party.
Right. We're just going to go to somebody else's house.
That's all. We're not going to kill our parents.
They're not even on. I mean, it's so many. Like the 2 teenage girls that killed their mom in Florida. The two
twins.
Yeah, and I
gotta do that story next year.
Simple too. I can't remember, but it was something simple, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was something like they couldn't go somewhere, do something.
Yeah, they were really unruly, and she told them that they couldn't do something, and they killed their mom. And went to school.
Yes, put in the tub, went on about their life. Mm-hmm. Like nothing happened.
I don't understand. Last night, while I was at work, I was watching this video, and it's this podcaster, and I'm mad that I didn't know which one I was watching. But he said, I guess he was Hispanic, and he was talking about how you're raised in a Hispanic family, like the bullying, and how in our generation, Generation X, we didn't have school shootings and things like that, because if you were bullied, it was like, all right, whatever. Like you couldn't go to school, or somebody couldn't tell you that you were fat or ugly, or you had big ears, or your nose was big, because your family already prepared you for that. Because He said, no one could tell you that you were fat at school, because you could be like, yeah, my name is Gordo. Like that's what they call me. My nickname is Fat. So, so it was really, you're already prepared for what the world is going to bring to you, because your family has already run you through the gauntlet.
That is so true.
You couldn't tell me about my dark skin when I was growing up. You can't even tell me nothing about it now, because, whew.
Well, my whole family is dark skinned, but being called fat, pudgy, you're a little thicker than most, extra meat on you. I've been hearing that since I've been a child. So anybody saying that to me, when I was like, okay, so,
and
that affects nothing. It didn't hear.
I have an auntie right now that will call me fat and still feed me.
Yes, they do. They're going to keep feeding you.
Just bring your fat ass to the table. Look at you. Just look at you. You just look at you. Look at she's pinching, and she's just look at you. And then the whole time she's like, did you get enough? Did you want some cake with your fat self? And I'm like, no, auntie, I'm good. You want some cake. You want this. You want some more.
That's how they act.
But that's just the thing. It hardens your skin.
It does.
I think the harshest thing that I've heard as far as my physical appearance has been criticism on my skin color, and it came from within my own family, because on my mom's side of the family, most of my family is fair skin, very fair skin, like passing fair skin.
They're very pale.
Yes. And so I was maybe 8 or 9, and we went to Alabama, and one of my grandmother's cousins, who happened to be darker than I was, said, she's so cute, but she's so black. And then I also heard she would be cute if she wasn't so dark. I was confused as hell coming from this dark ass woman. Like,
well, wait a minute. Whoa.
Like, I don't.
Who said it was chocolate?
Yes. Yes. When I talk about colorism, it's for real. Because even though she was dark, she had been taught that light skin was still more desirable and I would be cute if
Okay.
I wasn't so dark.
You're right. That is true. As
And
a fellow
so
chocolate lady, I know that all too well.
so when I got older and was in school, I don't get you can't tell me nothing about being black. You can't tell me nothing about being dark because it hurts more coming from within than it comes from other people. So if I can deal with it internally within my own family, then these people in my class can't do nothing. So there's no, the bullying is not there. We're not, our generation was, I think, these new kids, our children included in they are so sensitive. And I'm not saying that these kids ought to be bullied and bullying is a rite of passage. It isn't. It's wrong.
No, not saying that. Not saying
However,
that. But they're sensitive.
We are raising kids that are okay with the honorable mention trophy.
Yes.
I don't want to honorable mention nothing.
Nothing.
I hate honorable mention. Don't mention me if it's honorable. Mention me in first place or
thank you.
Nothing. Basically, you lost. But we're raising like, oh, you participated. We are raising participants. You participated. You get a participant trophy. No, you do not. No. Put that, don't even bring that in the house. We know you participated because I paid my money. But you didn't get a trophy. But we're just raising sensitive kids that are like, we build our kids up and we validate our kids, which you should do. But at the same time, we're telling them, oh, you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Oh, we'll do better the next time. Oh, no, sweetheart, you can't read. You can't sing, sweetie.
Everybody's scared to say something.
You're not going American Idol.
Don't say nothing. You don't want to hurt their feelings because they're trying. No,
that's not you.
Don't do that.
You're not going to try out for the choir. Why? Because you can't sing.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Be a stage director because the singing part is not for you. I don't know if that's hard, but that's what we got. And I know that we wouldn't.
But if you think about it also, though, it becomes a issue when they're adults because now you've been coddled for so long. When you have to deal with a real life situation you're just gonna break down. You break and you panic and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And I'm crying. No. I already knew this wasn't me. Like, I've always, no lie. I've always wanted to be an ice skater. Okay. Always. Right. Couple things kept me from being an ice skater. Just a few. One, I grew up in Southern California. Yep. Ain't no ice rinks. Now, as far as it's a very expensive sport, but my mom was like real big on whatever you want to do, I'm gonna make it happen. So it could have happened if I lived in a colder climate. Mm-hmm. But I was short, still am. Round, still am. So, and I'm not the best skater. So, what? Yeah, no. I mean, I will put on a pair of skates and I can skate. But here's my thing. I don't like to fall. Oh, babe, can't fall. Can't do that, man.
I don't like to fall.
I ain't gonna do that.
And I mean, as many times as I fell out of a tree, you wouldn't think that, but I don't like to fall. Because I played really, really hard. I have brothers, so I played hard. I climbed trees, climbed the house, on top of the house, fell off the house, fell out the tree, slid down the side of a mountain. All those things. But I didn't say I liked it. I just did it. But I knew that if I'm skating, I'm gonna fall. I don't like it. So yeah, I wasn't gonna be a skater, ice skater. I can't, I can ride a skateboard, but I'm not, I'm not going to compete with Tony Hawk. I'm not going to be able to do that. I can ride a bike, but I can't do BMX.
Right.
All of those things like I wanted to do. I just, I already knew, baby, that's not you.
That's not your.
That's not you.
As my sister says, not your ministry.
That's not my ministry. Had somebody tell these kids, that's not your ministry. But they're so sensitive, and I think with the sensitivity, like going back to Gregory Ramos in the story, like with that sensitivity and us coddling kids and everything of being about honorable mention, it makes it easier for them to think that we're all friends and that we're all on equal footing. So I can talk to you how I want to talk to you. I can approach you how I want to approach you. And if I get mad, then I can express that physically. Listen, let me tell you something. You couldn't even disagree with your parents. Now, that's toxic as hell. I will acknowledge the fact that we grew up in some very toxic environments to where we could not express ourselves at all. Like, you couldn't even change your facial expression if your parents were yelling at you. Because that was just, it was almost like you said something. Because it'd be like, what you say? You'd be like,
oh, I was just going to do.
I didn't say nothing.
What'd you say? Like, what? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I thought you said something. You couldn't say anything. And the first thing to be like, I ain't one of your little friends. I ain't one of your little friends.
To this day. I do it to my kids still. I'm so old. But yep.
Like, who are you talking to? I want your little.
This what? What?
Oh, that lean.
What is it? Maybe nothing. Oh, okay.
Okay, I thought you said something.
Thought you want to say something.
But it's that we're equal footing, and I'm going to give you a place to express yourself. There is nothing wrong with you expressing yourself, but you need to do it in a respectful manner, and preferably you express yourself 30 to 45 minutes after the incident. You can't express yourself in the moment. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, because that's back talk. That's disrespectful. Come to me at a different time and say, can I talk to you for a second? Blah, blah, blah. But you can't express nothing right now.
You could go back and forth. I wish I would try to go back and Mom. She's like, what? I'm like, I didn't think it was nice that girl, you better get the hell out of my face. I never had to.
Nicki Minaj say, ain't no back talk. No back talk.
You were like, let me go. You won't. I know I did it so much.
Be on the phone. They already be on the phone, and they talking on the phone, and then they'll be like, yeah, this now they're looking at you as you come down the stairs or you come down the hall. Yeah, this little heifer gonna come over here and try to talk to me about something. I ain't trying. You be like, are you talking about me right now?
It's so true.
Yeah, this little heifer gonna come over here and try to say something to me. No, not right now. I don't want to hear nothing.
Like, it was my mama. Yeah, because I'm gonna beat her ass because she gotta be fucked. What?
Get out of my mouth.
I'm like, what you want? I'll be like, well, I'm just trying to bye. Be like,
clearly, what is her name? What was the woman's name? Genevieve. It was something like that. Hold on. Yeah. And I'm not laughing at the woman, but her name was something like that. It was Gail.
It's just
that was his mama's name. She was 46. So clearly Gail did not have a handle on that because I'm convinced, now not proven, but I'm convinced that there had to have been some prior something in there. Maybe she was compensating because his father was out of the house or whatever. As a single mom, I get it. Like, you overcompensate, but you still have to have a handle on parenting and not friendship. There's a relationship, but there's not friendship inside parenting. I'm sorry.
Right.
There's no friendship in parenting until they're grown. But as when you're parenting them, there's a relationship, but there's no friendship. We ain't friends. We ain't
No.
friends. So you can't approach me like a friend. You can't talk to me like a friend. And you darn sure can't buck up at me.
I will slap the shit out of my kid.
Man, we used to get hit with whatever was available.
Just chunking stuff.
Shoe,
No.
can of soup, extent. Listen, my grandma would throw whatever she could reach. And if you got hit with it, you just got hit with it. I
It's
mean,
not him.
it is what it is. And you could come say you hit me in the face. And
That's my grandma. She'd be like, come here. You know you what should have happened. She just finna start to swing. You don't know with that hand. You make it hit all up through her. You don't know.
you hit me in the
You just
mouth.
come in like this.
Put your head down.
Get your ass over her. Be like, that was
Oh my God.
That's my grandma. Get your ass over there.
So clearly, people, we have gone off the rails again.
Way off the rails.
But we're still talking about Gregory Ramos and his crazy self. So he's probably going to get 45 years
More than
in
like
prison in Florida. Remember
he
this?
gonna take the plea deal.
Yeah, but he could get up to 45 years and review of the sentence, so probably parole after 25. So hopefully while he's in there, he get receive some mental health evaluations and help, because he's potentially going to be out of prison when he's 40, 42.
Mm-hmm.
That's no bueno. That's no bueno. No bueno.
That's still very young.
Very young, and that's very scary. All right, y'all. So we have concluded this episode 23. And again, we are going to do a giveaway announced next week. The winner will be announced next week. And the winner will be from YouTube subscribers, Facebook, and Instagram followers. If you follow on all three platforms, you will have 3 entries. If you follow on one, you will have 1 entry, so forth and so on. We are giving away a bag of Ivory Tusk coffee. You will receive the Frenchie blend. So once you win, I'll ask that you send an email to info@blackcoffee.com or message us on any of those platforms and give me your information so I can send that out. And then also you will win a $25 gift card to Nairi Sky.
Yeah.
So you can redeem that there. That you will receive a code via email. So once you let me know, once you are announced, you let me know your email information. I'll send that to you. In the meantime, you can go to ivorytuskcoffee.com and shop there for coffee. You can also go to nairisky.com and shop there for eyeshadow, lipstick, lip gloss, soap, beard oil, just about everything. She has a plethora of stuff over there. And she's also making baskets like these. I don't know if you saw, Jackie, but she has these baskets that she's putting together for the holiday. Oh, just awesome. She has all kinds of stuff in there. Yeah, so go to Nairi Sky for that. But in the meantime, we are going to get ready for our giveaway next week. And next week's show is actually just going to be a review of 2020. 2020 has been a very long century. It's the longest century on record, I promise you. So a lot of stuff happened this year. So we'll be talking, hopefully we'll be able to provide some updates on stories that we've done, over the last 23 episodes. Also, the other things that we found in the news that we can provide updates on as well. And Fort Hood, we talked about Fort Hood last week. But there's always some stuff at Fort Hood. We really believe that's a breeding ground for serial killers. So if you have to go to clean, just don't go there. Something's going on. Something is in the water. So we will see you guys next week on our YouTube channel. This episode will air on December 15th. Is it the 15th? December 15th.
Yep.
Oh, Jackie, before we go,
What happened?
So the 21st of December is the winter solstice, the longest day of the year, right?
Uh-huh.
So apparently there's cosmically in the sky, in the stars, something is supposed to happen.
Ooh. Okay.
So if you go to Twitter, there's all these Twitter threads about people. Are you choosing, if you've seen it, probably confused if you're choosing Marvel or DC, because it's like, are you going to be a superhero? Are Black people going to become superheroes on the 21st? Because cosmically, there is supposed to be something that goes down on the winter solstice this year.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I don't know. There's people who are like, I'm not even choosing either. I'm going to be an airbender. Like,
Ooh, I gotta go in there.
right. So go to Twitter and look up December 21st. So I don't know whether you're picking Marvel, DC, or if you're going to be Storm, if you're going to be Wonder Woman. I don't know what's going to happen, but I promise you, I will be outside looking at the moon on
promise you I'll be
the first. So pick your sides, people. Pick your hero. I don't know what kind of superhero I'm going to be or become, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the universe on that day. If that's something that you believe in, or if you just think it's funny or whatever, just go with it. But we'll see what happens on the 21st on the winter solstice. Now, mind you,
I'm from the tribe Wakanda, so it's got to be Marvel.
So now the winter solstice, if you're pagan or things like that, that's a big day in paganism. I think is that when you see the Star of David? You start seeing the Star of David.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
So lots of things happening on the 21st. So
just go out there, y'all. Just
go out there, look at the moon, bask in her glory, and all of that. So we'll find out what happens on Tuesday on the show. So yeah. All right, so we are going to end that. So again, thank you guys for showing up. This is probably the first week that I was actually drinking coffee. And it's really good coffee. So yeah, Ivory Tusk coffee out of Arlington, Texas. So again, guys, thank you for joining us. As always, I don't even know what I say anymore because I keep getting the you was kind, you was smart in my head. Anyway, be safe, be blessed, and always enjoy that second cup. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next week.